Hello and welcome back to our Yoga and the Enneagram series. Today we're going to be talking about Enneagram 3s. So they are known as the performer or achiever. 3s are very driven, motivated, they get stuff done, they like to be successful, they are very versatile, very resilient. A couple of negative sides of 3s or things they can work on is that they're very image conscious and they can be known as the chameleon, so they might put on different skins or different faces to fit in with certain crowds and be accepted by them. They believe their worth comes from what they achieve instead of who they are. They're very competitive. If they don't think they can win at something, maybe they might just give up and not even try. So failure is definitely a big fear of them. And what else? Yeah, it's just hard for their authentic, true selves to be seen because they're always trying to achieve and perform and be accepted and seen as successful. So for today's class, some props that will be helpful is one block and then a yoga strap if you have it. We're going to be taking steps towards a harder pose, or in my opinion, a harder pose, because 3s, they like to do the work, they like to get stuff done, and they like to set goals. So dancer pose will be our goal, but we're going to take all the necessary steps along the way to lengthen our front body, strengthen our back body, and then after that we're going to close our eyes and do some ugly poses and not care what we look like. So we can get started. Actually, I'll start with a quote here. This is by Sean Nyquist. It says, "Present over perfect is about rejecting the myth that every day is a new opportunity to prove our worth, and about the truth that our worth is inherent, given by God, not earned by our hustling." So something 3s can work on is not being so efficient, go all the time, get the next thing done, but instead taking some time to rest. So let's get started at the top of our mat. We'll go through some sun salutation A's with a little bit of a twist. So feet root down into the top here. On an inhale, arms sweep up. On an exhale, forward fold, bend the knees as much as you need. Now on the inhale for your halfway lift, I want you to keep it active. So arms out to the side, using the low back, the mid back muscles. Exhale, fold. And then we'll step back into plank, lower all the way down onto your stomach. Instead of cobra, we're gonna go into locust. So rest the forehead for now, rotate the inner thighs up towards the ceiling, hands, the palms face the mat. On an inhale, you're gonna lift your legs, lift your forehead and your chest. Your belly and pelvis stays rooted to the mat. Good. And then hands plant by your side. Push up through either plank or all fours to downward facing dog. And take an extra couple breaths here just to feel into whatever you need. Walk out your dog one leg at a time. And then on an inhale, you're going to step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. So we're going to do 2 more of those, 1 breath per movement. And remember, we're doing locust pose and then a very active halfway forward fold. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, drape the body down. Inhale, active halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower down onto your belly. Inhale, locust pose. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Use the low back muscles. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, inner thighs rotate and lift. Up for locust. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna lower onto all fours. Hands and knees. And then you'll keep your right hand where it is. Left hand is gonna come to the outside of the mat, and you're gonna bend the elbow at 90 degrees and lower the chest down. So this is a nice stretch for the front of your shoulder and your chest. So take 5 breaths here. Start to wiggle that left hand forward and straight in front of you, keeping the chest dropping. Feel more of a stretch along your lat and your triceps. Good, pop back up on the hands and knees. We're gonna switch sides. So left hand stays where it is, right hand out to the right side of the mat. Bend at a 90-degree elbow bend, and then drop the chest down. And start to move the right hand forward, straighten through the elbow, and think about wrapping the outer armpit down as you sink your chest. Good, come back up to all fours. We're gonna work into engaging the core and the back body some more. So on an inhale, lift the left leg up and the right arm up. Keep a nice steady spine. Cinch your waist in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, knee to elbow, crunch in. Inhale, keep that bend, but bring your elbow and your knee out to the side. So we're working the right posterior shoulder and the left outer hip. And then exhale, fold in. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, right knee to left elbow. Inhale out to the side. Exhale, crunch in. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tuck. Inhale out to the side. Exhale in. Good. Take a little cat-cow to reset, and then we'll move into the other side. So right heel pushes back, leg lifts, and then left arm lifts. Create a stable spine first. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, crunch left knee, or right knee into left elbow. Inhale out to the side, working that right outer glute. Exhale in. Inhale, find length. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, expand out. Exhale, tuck. 1 more with your own breath. Good. Take another cat-cow, little child's pose. And then we're going to push back into down dog. On an inhale, sweep the left foot forward, planting it between the hands, and lower your right knee down to the mat. Come up into a low lunge, untuck the right toes, and just let the hips sink towards the mat. We're going to do kind of an active contract, relax stretch here. So I want you to think about pulling the left heel and the right knee in towards each other as you curl your tailbone under. So you'll make kind of a hunched posture here. And then exhale to sink deeper. We'll do that contraction again. So pull left heel and right knee towards each other. You should feel this on the front of your right hip. And then sink lower. Next, we're going to use cactus arms out to the side as you actively bring the right heel into the right glute. So you're really contracting your hamstring here. And then on an exhale, just round forward. One more of those cactus arms. Lift the right heel. Exhale, round in. Plant the hands and step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath to reset. On an inhale, sweep the right foot forward. Plant it between the hands and lower the left knee down. Low lunge. Take a couple breaths just to settle. And then start to actively pull the right heel and the left knee in towards each other as you tuck your tailbone under. And then sink deeper. Let's do that again. Round the spine, feel the stretch on the front of the left hip. And then exhale, drop the hips towards the mat. On your next inhale, cactus arms out to the side. Actively bring the left heel into the left glute. And then exhale, round. Inhale, puff the chest up to the sky. Exhale, round. Plant the hands. Step back to down dog. And we'll do just a little wave forward into plank pose. And then hips lead the way back into down dog. From here, lower down your knees. And then all the way onto your belly. So that was our little warm up. Now we're gonna take a ground up approach to get into dancer pose. So forehead, rest on the mat. Take a nice reset breath. Bend your left heel in towards your left glute again. Reach the left hand back to capture that left foot or ankle. On an inhale, lift the left thigh off the mat and hold. On your next inhale, lift the right leg off the mat and hold. And then on your next inhale, lift the right arm off the mat. So chest is lifting, pelvis and belly stay rooted. Exhale, relax. We'll do one more of those, but we'll lift both legs and your right arm at the same time. Exhale, prepare. Inhale, kick your left foot into your left hand as that lifts, and then raise the right side as well. Hold for one more breath. Exhale, lower. Windshield wipe the legs from side to side. And then we'll move on to the right side. Bending that right knee, capture that right foot or ankle. On an inhale, lift the right thigh off the mat. Hold. Inhale, lift the left leg off the mat and hold. Engaging your glutes. And then inhale, reach the whole chest off the mat. Exhale, relax. We'll do that one more time. Bend the right knee. And then on an inhale, lift both legs and the left arm off the mat. Broaden through the collarbones. Lift the chest higher. Engage the glutes. And then exhale, relax. Good. Hands plant by your side, push back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the ceiling, and then bend the knee and open the hip here. Feeling a stretch along the front of the left hip. Shoulders can rotate to face the mat. From here, start to shift the right toes to the left side of the mat as you shift your weight forward into a side plank. Keep that left leg bent. Left arm reaches up to the sky, and then reach back with the left hand to capture the left ankle. Kick back into the left hand as you puff your chest out to the right side of the mat. Exhale, plant the left toes down for a wild thing. Reach the left arm up overhead. Chest rotates up towards the ceiling. Good, exhale. Come back through a plank and then shift to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, open the hip. Start to rotate the left toes to face the right side of the mat as you shift your weight forward into a side plank. Keep the right knee bent, right arm lifts up, and then back to capture that right ankle. Kick the right foot back as you expand through your chest. And then rotate the pelvis to face the ceiling as you drop into Wild Thing. Good, exhale, back through plank and down dog. Take one little roll forward. You can always drop down into child's pose. Actually, well, I'll do that just to take a little break. Know that some of these poses are a little harder, and you might not get them today, or you might not get them on your first try. But it's okay to keep trying and revisiting, knowing that you have to have many failures before you can find success. Inhale, and push back to down dog, lifting the hips towards the sky. On an inhale, we'll do that again. So lift the left leg up, bend the knee, open the hip, and then start to shift into that side plank. Take a breath just to prepare, and then try to grab that left ankle. Push the left foot into the left hand, and then drop that left foot down, rotate the hips to face the sky. Wild Thing. Exhale, find your way through plank to downward facing dog. And then inhale, right leg lifts up, hips open out to the side. And then shift into that side plank, toes rotate to the right side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, grab that right foot. If you fall, try again. Or take a child's pose. And then drop into Wild Thing. Don't forget to breathe through all these. And then through plank, find your downward facing dog. And then we're gonna slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat. And we're gonna take a nice long forward fold. However long you need. Bend the knees. You can grasp opposite elbows. If you fell, you didn't fail. Just come back and join us for the rest of the class. We'll roll up the spine one vertebrae at a time. Give the shoulders a nice roll. Roll the neck out. We're going to come into a very active variation of dancer pose in standing. I'll talk slowly through the first one. We're going to do 3 on each side. So plant your left foot into the mat. Slight bend in the left knee for now. Bend the right knee so that your right heel is almost touching your right glute, feeling that active hamstring contraction. On an inhale, cactus, the arms puff the chest out, engage the glute to lift the right leg. On an exhale, you're going to bring that right knee into your chest, arms forward, and then extend that right knee. So if you're down here, or if you're down here, that's okay. I'm not even at 90 degrees, it's okay. Inhale, active dancer, cactus arms, lift the right leg, lift the chest. Exhale, knee to chest, and then straighten out that right leg. One more time with your breath. Good. Let the feet drop. Give a little shake out. Or forward fold. This is a very active class. We're using a lot of our own muscles to achieve these poses. It's harder that way, but it's also safer. And you'll be stronger because of it. So come back up, root in through the right foot. Slight bend in the right knee. Start to peel the left foot off, heel towards glute. On an inhale, cactus, your arms puff your chest up. Engage the left glute and hamstring to lift the leg. Exhale, left knee to chest. Arms round forward, and then extend the left knee. Inhale, active dancer. Exhale, left leg in front of you. Stay strong through that right foot. One more time with your breath. If you aren't shaking, then you're very strong, because those are tough. Forward fold, shake it out, whatever you need. So for this next part, it will be useful to have a strap. If you don't have a strap, please work on any of those preparation drills we just did, either the side plank or the active dancer. Those are all awesome. So if you do have a strap, let's start by bringing it behind the right calf or the right ankle. And you're going to combine the 2 long ends. Put them between your toes, your big toe and your second toe, like a flip-flop. And then it'll trace along the back of your foot and back of your right heel. So it should look like this, like a sandal. So have that in your right hand. You're going to plant all your weight in the left foot. Widen your toes, create a bigger base of support. And then you're going to bend the right knee in. You're going to bring the strap around your right shoulder, kind of like a backpack strap. So there are multiple options here. You can do whatever feels comfortable. I think we'll do the variation where you grab the strap with both hands, kind of choking up on it, stretching through the lats, through the shoulders, and then still engage the right glute and right hamstring as you lift that leg and start to tilt the torso forward. Open through the chest, through the shoulders. Lift the leg higher, you can choke up more. This is partly active and partly passive. One more breath. Good. Relax down, slower than I did if you can. And then we're going to switch sides. So strap comes behind the left calf or ankle. Combine them into one, and then put them through your toes like a flip-flop. Trace it down the back of your foot and heel. Come to face the top of the mat. Weight goes strong through the right foot. Just stand here for a second and get your balance. Strap is in the left hand. Bring it up around you like a backpack. And then grab it with both hands. So from here, actively lift the left leg as you shift your weight forward and tilt the torso. This is really helpful for people like me who have very tight shoulders. Having the strap is not a failure, it's just a step along the way. Good, take as much time as you want in that pose, and then come to release down. We won't need the strap again, unless for this last one, feel free to use that same strap and that same drill again. Otherwise, we will be coming into full dancer pose. So, let's see, which leg did we just do? I think we did this. So, weight is through the left foot. You're gonna bend your right leg in, like a classic quad stretch in cross-country practice. So right hand captures the right ankle, left arm reaches up overhead. Try to keep your hips facing neutral the whole time. So on an inhale, kick, kick, kick into the right hand, using the glutes to lift the leg higher as your torso leans forward and arm reaches in front of you. Feel that stretch along the right front of the hip. If you fall, get back up. Reach forward, forward, forward with the chest. In your own time, make your way out of dancer pose. Then we'll move to the other side. Take a little shake out. Big breath. Okay, weight goes into the right foot. Grab that left ankle for a nice quad stretch. And then right arm reaches up overhead. Really, really knit the ribs in and engage the core so you're not unsafely arching through your back. From here, start to kick the left foot into the left hand as your torso shifts forward. Reach the chest forward, broaden through the collarbone, lift the leg higher. One more breath. And then slowly come out of that. Take a nice forward fold. Feel free to pause the video and come into that dancer pose again if you have the time. From here, you're just going to close your eyes for the rest of the class. Unless you need to look to see what I'm doing. But that was a beautiful pose. It was a pose that we had to work up to. It looks pretty. There's lots of room for growth in it. I feel like it's a good Enneagram 3 pose. And it's hard, you might fall, you might fail, but just keep trying. But the rest of the class will be ugly, relaxing, who cares types of poses. So lower the hips down, sit onto your bottom. We're going to take a really gentle forward fold. Bring the legs out in front of you. Keep a very generous bend in your knees. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, hug the arms underneath the thighs and rest the forehead on the knees. Starting to slow down here. Feel the breath and the heart rate start to slow. Find some relief in poses that you can't win at, or that don't really look beautiful no matter what you do, and that's okay. They just feel good and they're good for you. And then give you time to step away from being so efficient and action-oriented. We're going to come into deer pose. So you can open your eyes if you don't know what this is, but left knee is going to point to the front, top left of your mat. Right leg sweeps behind you. Left toes move in to touch the right knee. So it's kind of like this 90-90 pose. If you work out, this is a common warm-up, but then you're just going to tuck your feet closer in towards your body. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that front left leg. Soften through the back body. Good, and then slowly snake those legs back behind you, straighten them out. You're going to come into this kind of side high cobra. So just let the shoulder drop towards the ear. Lengthen through the side body. Right arm, right hand can come in front of you for balance. If you're feeling especially brave today and authentic, you can take a picture or just for your own memory box of what your dancer pose looked like today. You can show others if you wish, but just know that life doesn't always have to be a highlight reel. I know we're all very guilty of this. But sometimes you work really hard and things don't end up perfect or beautiful, but you still learned along the way and hopefully had some fun. So we'll move into deer pose on the right. So coming to the other side of your mat, right knee faces the top right, and then toes, feet tuck in towards the body. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Soften into the shoulders, let the forehead rest on the hands. It's okay to take this time and not think about 12 other things you could be getting done right now. This is probably one of them that's best for you. We'll come into our side high cobra. So plant weight through the right hand, bring the legs behind you straight, and then really soften into the right side body. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Send breath into the obliques, into the side ribs. Don't look at yourself in this pose. If it feels right, it's right. It doesn't have to look a certain way. Take one more deep breath in. Big audible exhale. We're going to roll onto our bottom and then drop down all the way to our backs, coming into possibly the weirdest looking pose, happy baby. So think about lengthening your whole spine and sacrum and tailbone down to the mat instead of lifting the pelvis. Grab the outsides of your feet. Open up through the inner thighs, through the groin. Can't look cute doing this. And then I want you to bend your feet in towards your inner thighs and then really lengthen through the spine and puff the chest up. Broadening through the collarbones. So I've talked to threes before, and I know it can sting when they hear that they're more image driven than most. But the cool thing about threes is when they move into their true, authentic self, they're so awesome and they're beautiful and amazing to be around. But they just have to find who that true person is and let that be seen to the world instead of all their other masks. So I want you to drop your legs to the corners of the mat, arms by your side, moving into Shavasana. Everyone looks the same in Shavasana. Focus on taking nice, deep belly breaths. Letting the stomach rise on an inhale, and then just sink your body into the mat on an exhale. Spend some time thinking about maybe different circumstances over the past week where you interacted with people or online that maybe wasn't the most vulnerable or truthful. And make a little resolution to yourself to feel more okay with failing or with putting your true self forward. Because people love you for who you are and not what you achieve or look like. Stay in Shavasana. I'm going to finish with one more quote. And this is by Brene Brown. It says, authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. So take as much time as you need in Shavasana, otherwise you can come to a seated position, hands on the knees, take one more big inhale, roll back the shoulders, and then big sigh, exhale. So I hope that you liked today's class. I feel like it was very three-oriented and that we took step-by-step approach to get to a difficult goal, a beautiful pose, which is great because that is a gift of the threes, that they're able to be really hardworking and driven and want to achieve those goals. But then I hope it also gave you time to just relax and be a little ugly and close your eyes and not care so much. So, and not compete so much either. Please let me know if you enjoyed this class, and thank you so much for joining. Namaste.